Hello, everyone. Guess what? I'm back. I am so back. Welcome. And thank you for joining me for another episode of Ring Out Your Sponge, the radio edition, right? So tune in as we talk about empowerment, growth, and self discovery, and let's uplift, motivate, and empower each other. So, guess what? Today's topic is going to be about. We are talking about failure today, and we're going to talk about it different than what we usually hear the word failure. We're going to dive into that, okay? But I'm going to start off with a nice quote, and I want you to really resonate with this and listen to what I'm going to say, okay? The devil loves you to be comfortable and stay in your comfort zone. He do not want you to find your purpose. He makes complacency and dysfunction your normal. So you don't realize you're just existing and not living. It's like being in a jail cell with the door wide open. Let me repeat that last part again for the people in the back. It's like you being in a jail cell with the door wide open. How's that look? So imagine that you're in the jail. You are so accustomed and comfortable and complacent in the jail cell that you don't even realize when someone opens the door for you to let you out. You don't look past the bars to know that the door is open for you to leave. That's jail in the mindset. That's a mindset jail, right? So I'm just giving it to you in the physical sense so you could see what I'm saying when I'm telling you you could leave, but you're so accustomed to not looking past the bars of the jail cell. So let me give you some other tactics that the devil likes to use to hinder in your discovery of your purpose, okay? So let's go into a couple of those. Procrastination, the fear of the unknown. So you continue to delay your purpose. That's a killer right there. He doesn't have to do anything major. You just procrastinate and don't do what you need to do. His job is done. His job is done. Worry. How can you worry about something that you don't have no control over? My mother always said to me was, how are you worrying about something you don't even know what you're worrying about? How can you worry about something that you don't even know what you're worrying about? So let's look at it this way. You have your past, your present, and your future. Your past, you can't worry about that. It's done already. So you can't worry about your past, right? Your present is what you're in right now. So you can't worry about something because it's happening as you're doing it. So there's no worry. It's already happening right now, right? Your future, you can't touch that. You can't worry about that. You don't even know what that's going to be in detail. So worry has no place in here. You can't worry about stuff because there's nothing you can control. Things are going to happen. And like I told you last week, they happen not to you, but for you. So we're going to not worry, okay? The next one is fear. Fear is a made up word. Fear is just an emotion. It's just an emotion. Just like happiness, sadness, fear, all of that just happens and it goes away, meaning this too shall pass. So if you look at fear as an emotion, you're not going to see it as something that's going to be there all the time. It's just going to be there temporarily. Acknowledge it. Say, you know what? I fear the fear. I feel it. I feel it happening. I'm going to acknowledge you, fear. But guess what? I still got to do what I got to do. So I'm not going to sit in this fear. I'm just going to acknowledge that you're here. Make it smaller. You make the monster small and then do what you got to do. You're going to feel certain things. When I go live, for the first couple of seconds, I get that little blood, like that butterfly feeling, right? It happens because we are human. But I know that God is in this. When God is in it, there's no reason to fear anyway. So I go, okay, I have that little feeling, but I got to still do the show. I still got to show up. I still got to be a motivational speaker. I still got to be a life coach. All of that's going to still happen. I'm not going to let it paralyze me. You let fear paralyze you because you sit in that emotion too long. So you have to leave that emotion after you claim it, you sit in it, and you move on. The monster is now small, okay? The next one we're going to talk about is self-doubt. Thinking that you cannot do something. And I'm going to quote, I'm a hip hop head, right? So I'm going to quote what Jay-Z said. He said, someone told him, you can't do that. He turned around and told him, no, you can't do that. Right? People like to put their insecurities on you. That's something that they feel they cannot do. And it's because of those fears, right? Don't let people put insecurities on you. A lot of times they do it because they're trying to protect you, because they use that to protect themselves. So they're already accustomed to using that as a shield for them to not be hurt. But when you decide you're going to do something, when someone do that, they're trying to protect you, but they're not doing nothing but hurting you, because now you're not living to your God-given purpose, because now you're scared. So I would say to you, don't have self-doubt. Just do it. And you'll figure it out as you go on. You're not going to figure everything out at that moment. Ladies and gentlemen, let me say that again. You're not going to figure everything out as you're doing it. You just do it and take step by step, and your footsteps will follow God footprints, right? He gives you enough to see the next footprint in front of you. He don't let you see all the way down the block, because it's not meant for that. Trust the process. Go one step at a time, and you will finally get there and go back and look, and you're going to say, oh my gosh, I did it. That's how it works. I promise you that. Me sitting here, that was footsteps that brought me here. I didn't wake up one morning and say, I'm going to be on the radio tomorrow. It was footsteps that took me to this place, and I'm going to go past here and do other things, right? Trust the process. Oh, this one here, let me hold on. Assumptions. I got to get in the mic when I say that one. Assumptions. It's very dangerous, right? What we do, we build a whole movie scene over an incident, over a situation that we don't even know is true or not. We just go by what we think we know. And then before you know it, you're telling somebody else something about it. So let me give you a prime example. You see someone one day walking, let's say you're at work, you're going through the parking lot, you see one of your coworkers, and then you said, hey, how you doing? And she keeps walking. In your head, you already got it. I know she heard me. Oh, she ain't talking to me? Oh, she must don't like me. Oh, let me go tell my coworker. Let me tell you, I said hi to so and so, and she didn't even see nothing. She didn't say nothing to me. She didn't. Oh yeah, I thought she was funny anyway. And come to find out, the woman didn't even hear you. She was in her own thoughts. Something happened to her this morning, and she was thinking about something, and she didn't hear you. It wasn't the fact that she didn't like you, but what we do is we put storylines together. We got co-stars, we got best boys, we got everybody in this movie set, right? And we make things bigger than what they are. To resolve that, you go, hey, I talked to you earlier today. You didn't respond. I was gonna make sure you're okay. You did. Oh my gosh, I'm sorry. I was thinking about something happened to me this morning. It consumed me. Right. That happens. So do not assume. If you don't know, just ask the person, and you'll get your answer right then. Because now you already have something going on that everyone's thinking that this person did something and they didn't do, right? So the only way you will know is to ask the person, all right? So let's dive into failure. That's the topic. What is failure? Failure is doing nothing. One more time. Failure is doing nothing. When you do anything, when you have any kind of, like you try anything new, you do something new, you didn't fail. You succeeded because you tried it. Failure means doing nothing. When you do something that doesn't come out the way you expect it, and sometimes it's supposed to come out the way it did. Because like I said, things are being done for you, not to you. But okay, let's just break that down. Only thing you need to do is reset, pivot, and readjust, and do it again. When you do nothing because you're out of fear, out of being fearful of being for failure, that's how you fail, by not doing, right? So the dictionary says that a lack of success or the ability to meet your expectations. How can you not meet them? You did it. You just got to retweet. That's all. Take the sting, take that out of failure. See, that's what a lot of us get caught up in this word because you're like, oh, you failed. I didn't because I did something. You failed because you're scared to try. That's failure. Let me give you some prime examples. Excuse me. Oprah Winfrey was fired from her job as an anchor. Okay. Michael Jordan was cut from his high school team. And the best one is Colonel Sanders. He had $105 left to his name, his Social Security check, because he was 65 years old. He went around selling his franchise, trying to sell his franchise. Guess how many times he was declined? 1,009 times. Not 19, not 900, not 9. 1,009 times he was actually told no. But what he do? He reset, he retweeted, and he repivot, and he reset, right? And he went out there again and did it again. Then the next day he did it again. And the next day, because he knew his purpose, he knew what was for him, and he knew he had something. He just had to find a person to believe in him. How many times will you try something again? How many times would you get a no or a closed door before you say, oh, I failed? Would you do it even 9 times? Even 9 times would you try it again? Most people won't. So this is what I'm trying to tell you. Just keep going, keep pushing, because every time you do it, you're closer to your goal. You're not failing. If these people that I just told you decide to quit, we wouldn't have the Jordans on our feet. We wouldn't have the shows on these TVs, the movies that you go to. You wouldn't be eating that Kentucky Fried Chicken that we all love if they had stopped because they thought they failed because the first 2-3 times they was told no. You got to think past, long game. We think instant, right in the moment. Okay, that happened, but now we're going to retweet. We're going to what? Pivot. We're going to reset. We're going to just do it differently. We're going to just go back to the drawing board, right? Let's do that. So we can't fail. Failure is not an option when you try something. I really wanted to talk about that today because I think a lot of people are stuck on the things that we discussed earlier, and we get stuck into this mode of if it's not right the first time, or we scared that if we try something that's not perfect. Perfection is not real. Let me say that again. It's not real. What's real is who you are, and you bring your true self to the game. That's it. We all different. So how can we be perfect? How? When we all different. We all bring different stuff to the table. There's no way someone who has insecurities and fears are the ones that setting these goals, these untangible goals out there, because they are scared to do it. So for them to not do it, they sit there and set things that's hard for them to even touch, and they use that as a baseline. And then they want us to live up to it. So that's not how it goes. So I just want to say thank you so much for joining me today. Thank you so much for allowing me to talk to you today. As I said before, we do have a call-in line, and the number is 252-756-2008. My show is 15 minutes, and like I said, we are growing. So one day will be 30, next day it'll be an hour. So, but I would love for you to call in and we could discuss these topics. But I do have someone that hello, Miss Ward. Thank you for listening today. I appreciate you, totally do. Come back next week. I'm here every Thursday from 7 to 7:15. I am on Awesome Radio. All right. And I'm at 107.5 FM. And you could hear me as well on Smooth Radio Rocky Mount at 100.3 FM. I'm on 2 stations right now. Isn't that God be the glory, right? That's called growth and trusting the footsteps, right? So when I come back next week, like I said, we always have different topics. I'm just glad and I'm just blessed that you're here listening to me. I see everybody's watching. Thank you for supporting me. I truly understand. So until next time, I will say God bless and see you next Thursday.